Hello, hello, everybody. It's Amy. I'm so glad you're here. Just want to make sure we're all good to go here. So if you can see me and hear me, please let me know. I am streaming live in a few different places, so I just want to make sure everything's good to go. We'll get started in just a sec. All right, I think it is working. Yep. All right. Hi, Jim. Thank you for letting me know. Hi, Facebook user. Just so you guys know, if you're on Facebook, there should be a little link with the description from StreamYard asking you to click on that. If you click on that, then you'll be StreamYard friendly and I'll be able to see your face and name. Hi, Ian. And anyway, so that when you're Caleb. So if you're leaving comments, I'll be able to tell who they're from, and I can even pull you out on the screen like this. Hi, Jim. Hi, Caleb. But if you don't press the StreamYard thing, this is what it looks like. All right, so just so you know, go ahead and click the StreamYard link if you want to. You're not seeing the link today, Jim. I think it's probably because you're already StreamYard friendly. See how your face shows up? So I don't think you need to click the link. I don't put it there. StreamYard puts it there, and I think they only put it there for people that haven't clicked it before, is what I'm guessing. I'm still kind of learning this platform, but I'm liking it. I'm able to stream live in 3 different places at once, which is really, really cool. So how are you guys doing? Is everybody, can you believe it's the end of the year? Is everybody, how are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you sad? Did you hit your goals this year? Did you not hit your goals this year? How are things feeling for you in your business? I wanted to jump on today and do this training because I thought maybe it would be helpful to share, some of the things that I do that might actually help you. Jim is excited. Ian's doing great. Awesome. So anyway, I wanted to just go over some things that I thought might help you to get ready for the new year. This is a good one. Jim says he grew so much this year. Haven't we all, right? This has been just like a crazy, crazy, crazy year. And it's forced a lot of us to grow in a lot of different ways. For some people, their businesses have suffered quite a bit. For others, their businesses have grown quite a bit. So anyway, we're coming to the end of the year, and I always like, when a new year starts, to me, I always see it as a way to have a kind of a blank canvas, way to start over. So I thought I'd share some tips with you today, that might help you kind of get streamlined going into the new year, streamline your business a little bit, and also help you think about how you can serve your audience on an even deeper level, right? So, of course, before you can serve your audience, you need to know who your audience is, right? And the best way to think about who your audience is like, who are you here to serve? Like, what do your products and services, who do they help, right? And a lot of times the people that we're serving are people that are very similar to us, because a lot of times the niche that we're in is something that we happen to be passionate about and that we happen to be learning things about. So I don't want you to overcomplicate this when you're thinking about how you can serve people, because really you can help people even if you're just one step ahead of them. If you just learned one thing that they don't know yet, you have the ability to help them now. Okay, so I'm just going to go over some different ways that you can do this going into the new year. And as I go, feel free to, ask any questions or share your comments as I go through this training. Again, I'm in 3 different places right now. I'm in my Facebook group, I'm on my Facebook business page, and I'm streaming live on YouTube right now. And so depending on where you are, no matter where you're watching this, I'm getting all of the comments in one place. So it's very easy for me to moderate. And I love that about StreamYard. So the first thing that I want to talk about, this is something that I'm very passionate about and something that I feel will be very helpful for you to think about, which is what can you offer once you know who your audience is, which many of you probably already know who your audience is and who it is that you want to serve. As a matter of fact, if you want to put in the comments what niche you're in, who your target audience is, I can maybe use your target audience as an example for some of the things as I go through. But basically, what you want to start to think about is what can you offer them? What is something that you can personally create as like a free gift to your audience that will help them, right? We call this a lead magnet. This is something that you can offer for free that people can put their name and email address in exchange for, that will really serve them. And in order to do this, now we're coming into a new year, really start to think about what are your target audience's current problems, wants, and needs, right? Because you want to create a free gift that's tailored to them right now. And people's needs evolve over time, right? The problems that they faced in the last year might not be the same problems that they face now. We've been really, for most of this year, we've been in this pandemic and quarantine and things that weren't the case before. So, that's just one example, but, things change over time depending on what niche you're in. Like if you're in the, whatever, if you're in the health and wellness niche, maybe, there's some advancements have been made in science or diets or, different, CBD oil has become really, really popular. Things change over time in every niche, right? So you really want to think about, just because you have something that you've used in the past year doesn't mean it's going to serve your audience at the same level in the new year, because people's needs change over time. So you really want to think about, how have your ideal people, your subscribers, your target audience, how have they changed in the past year? And how can you help them solve their problems now based on how they've changed? So, there's a few different ways that, to know the answer to that question, how have they changed? I mean, one way is you can actually ask them. So if you have a list of subscribers, you can survey them, you can send out a survey to them. The other thing that you can do is actually talk to them. You can actually interview some of your people, whether they're customers of yours or subscribers of yours. You can talk one-on-one with people and just pick their brains about, like, what are they struggling with? What questions do they have? Just pick their brains about what they need. I actually was listening to a podcast this morning. I do my personal development every single morning when I'm out on the beach. And the podcast that I was listening to this morning was actually, this woman was talking about, and this is in a niche, luxury shoe niche. It was an interview with this woman who built this incredible company with luxury shoes or whatever. And she was talking about how she actually made 130 phone calls a few months ago to just talk to her customers and find out what they like, what they don't like, what they need, and that kind of thing. And so same thing. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. You can talk to your customers. You can talk to your subscribers. You can ask them what they're struggling with. You can ask them what they love about the products and services that you've provided for them, if they're a customer of yours, so that you can give them more of that. So talking to people, find out how your product or service has helped solve their problems, and ask them what kind of content they need to solve the problems that they have currently. And then you can create a lead magnet, a free gift that serves them. Something, by finding out directly from them what they need, you can create something that now know people would be willing to opt in for when you get your offer in front of people. Well, whether it's via a Facebook ad or, a link under your YouTube video or a banner on your blog or whatever, when you get this free offer in front of people and it's going to solve a problem that the people in your target audience have, then that people are going to actually be willing to opt in for that, right? So remember that your audience is likely just like you. So what have you learned that helped you that you can share with others to help them, right? Again, you only have to be one step in front of your people. So if you just learned something that was like a big aha light bulb moment for you that made a huge difference for you, then you can actually, make a lead magnet out of that, create a gift out of that with the knowledge that you now have to offer people, right? So before I move on to the next piece, I just want to, in case, some of you might not be familiar. I mean, I think a lot of you are probably familiar with lead magnets, even if you've never created one of your own, because if you go to any social media platform or, on YouTube or wherever you are on the internet, you're seeing these things. Like if you scroll through Facebook, I think like 1 in every 4 posts, if you scroll through on your news feed in Facebook, 1 in every 4, you'll see it says sponsored, right? Those are people that are paying for Facebook ads. They're paying to be in front of you. They've targeted you. And a lot of those are going to be what I'm talking about here, a lead magnet, a way to give you something for free to have you opt in to get you onto their email list. Once you're on their email list, they can continue to provide value for you. And that's the whole goal, right? So you want to create something to really, really serve your audience. And so we're at the end of the year now. So it's a really good time to start thinking about, and in a minute, I'm going to show you kind of where I kind of brain dump all of my stuff so that I can keep it organized, all of my ideas and stuff. But, so you've probably seen these lead magnets where you can go and opt into different things. I'm going to just give you, yes, this is a good comment here from Ian. Don't keep guessing. Ask your customers what they're looking for and what they expect. Absolutely. If you know exactly what they need, then you can create it. You can be, their savior. And they're going to know you, like you, and trust you. They're going to, you're definitely going to build trust with your audience over time if you are creating things that are helping them, right? You're going to become their go-to. So, all right, I am going to share my screen real quick and just give you a few examples of what I'm talking about, just some of the lead magnets, just some ideas for lead magnets or some of the things that I personally use. And just to kind of start getting your wheels spinning. And let me see, share screen. And this is always tricky for me at first, but let's see. Let me try this. Oh boy. Okay, it looks like that's working. Okay, so this is an example of a lead magnet that I created. I love YouTube. I am having success with YouTube. People are constantly asking me questions about YouTube. So I created a guide to share with my audience. That's just a checklist to help you promote your YouTube videos. Learn my 12 simple steps to effectively promote your YouTube videos. So all I did was I created a PDF, and then I created a video to go alongside of it. So when people are looking at the steps on the PDF, they can watch the video and it kind of explains each of the steps. That's what this is, right? This is an example of a way that I can serve my audience. And so anytime I'm talking about YouTube or doing a training on YouTube, I always, provide a link for this with it, like under my YouTube video. As a matter of fact, under my YouTube videos, I have links to like all of my free gifts that I've created. They're my default description on YouTube, so that they just automatically show up under all of my videos. So anytime anybody's on my YouTube channel, they see all of my stuff, all of the different resources that I have available. And I get leads from these every day on autopilot, right? So this is just one example. Here's another one that I created. It's a free report to help you get more engagement on Facebook. Okay, so just again, another resource for my target audience. I help people that are interested in building a business online, right? So I create different resources to help people that I know are building a business online. But you can create these for any niche at all, okay? This is another one that I created around the topic that we're talking about right now to help people come up with some ideas for these lead magnets, right? So I'm doing a training right now. I'm talking about lead magnets. Well, what if you're in a niche and like you don't know like what you could create? I have this here where you can opt in and get like a list of, 20 different ideas and find something for your niche that you could create a free gift about, right? So this is another page that I created. This is another lead magnet that a lot of us use. I did not personally create this, but this is one that I have access to inside of the funnel builder that I use, which is, I was going to put that up on the screen for you guys too, where I build all of these pages is with the HBA funnel builder, and the link on the screen is where you can learn more about that if you're interested in that. But this page comes with it. So a lot of us who are affiliates for the HBA funnel builder use this page to help people. This is 3 simple steps to become job optional in 30 minutes per day. So, this is an example of another lead magnet. I didn't personally create this. What I really want to focus on right now are things that you can create. Like, what can you personally create to serve your audience? Okay, so let's say you're in the health and wellness industry or the fitness industry, let's say. And like I was just talking about, people have been quarantined. So what if you created a way to stay in shape while you're quarantined? Like this is just a super quick page that I just threw together inside of the funnel builder. But like, right, start to think about how you can serve people depending on what they're dealing with right now, right? So this is just another example of, you could create an ebook and give them 7 ways to stay in shape while quarantine. Again, like maybe let's say you're in a network marketing company that sells, products related to fitness, like Beachbody, for example. Beachbody sells workouts, right? So let's say you're a Beachbody rep, and rather than just trying to sell Beachbody workouts, what if you created something like this, right? And you drove traffic to this through your content, Facebook ads, however you want to drive traffic to something like this. You get people on your email list because they opt in, you give them this awesome resource. And then from there, you can give them on the PDF, you can say, like, if you want more in-depth training for each of these 7 ways, like you can offer them a specific Beachbody workout. You can offer them the Beachbody streaming thing where they get like all the workouts, or, whatever you want to lead them to from here. But this is just free value on the front end to give them something right away. They might not buy anything from you for a while, but the goal is to just have a way to stay in touch with them so that you can continuously provide value for them, so that over time, maybe they opt in for this, and then a few days later you have a new blog post about something fitness related, right? So now they're on your email list. You can send them to that blog post, give them value again in the blog post, and you're going to keep reminding them that your Beachbody opportunity or workouts or whatever is available to them, but they might not want to buy it right away. But if you continue to provide value for them over time, when they are ready, you're going to be top of mind. So just know that. But if you don't have a lead magnet, a way to get people onto your email list, it's going to be really impossible to follow up with them. Like maybe they're subscribed to your YouTube channel, but that doesn't mean that they're going to see every video that you create. If they're on your email list, you can send them an email and remind them about every video that you create. So what you're wanting to do here is create something really valuable to get people on your email list. Okay, so just start thinking about what that is for your niche. Here's another idea. This, the timer's at 0 on this because this happened a long time ago, but I just wanted to show you another idea. You could do, I did a free 5-day challenge, right? So people could opt in to reserve their seat for this challenge. And then I did a 5-day challenge in my Facebook group. And in order for them to do the challenge with me, this attraction marketing challenge, they had to opt in. They had to get on my email list. So I provided value to them for 5 days. And at the end of the 5 days, I offered them my products and services. And some of them, purchased right then and there. Other ones didn't. But over time, I continued to provide value to them. And over time, they were ready to purchase. But again, this was just free value that I offered to my list. Here's another example of one that I created. This is my friend Karen. She's a realtor. So this was an example that I created just, to show like this works for the real estate niche as well. You don't have to have an online business to use, what I'm teaching you here. So she's in the real estate niche. So what if she created a free guide that reveals everything you need to know about the neighborhoods of Wilmington, North Carolina? That's where we live. So don't you think if she could get this in front of enough people that are considering buying or selling real estate in Wilmington, that, she could start building an email list during the quarantine, like when there was a time when she couldn't even go out in the field and do her job, but she could build her email list by offering a guide like this so that she could, provide value for people and give them the opportunity to learn about the market, see that she's an expert in this market. And then, of course, inside of the guide, there's, I created another example too. Oh, yeah, here's another example of basically the same thing. That just looks different, another type of capture page where, here's a picture of Wilmington and free guide, top 10 things you must consider. And then it has like her bio here. I threw a picture of her business card up here. I just did this really quick as a demo for a training that I was doing, but this is an example. And then inside of the guide, of course, she would also have her contact information. So if someone reads through the guide and wants to go look at houses, they're going to call her. And if they don't, she can, now they're on her email list, so she can continue to send them valuable information that can help them, right? All right, really quick. Is this making sense, you guys? Okay. Let me just also, I'll just also show you really quick. I have that guide that I was talking about with the 20 ideas, 20 simple free offer ideas. So you guys can get this guide if you want it. It's, it's on my website, which, by the way, on my website, I've got all of these banners on my website for all of the things that I just showed you. The YouTube checklist, the 20 free offer ideas I was just telling you about is right here. The escape plan. This is my Facebook group, and my Facebook theme ideas. So those are all on my website, but this is the checklist. And so I just go through some examples like CBD oil, 20 uses for CBD oil that you never knew about, 10 ways CBD oil can change your life, CBD oil guide for pets. Do you see how, like, if you were in a CBD oil network marketing company, rather than just trying to sell your products to people, you could create something like this, like a guide they could opt in for, and you could provide value for them. Skincare, 3-step daily skin care guide for youthful skin. Health and nutrition, weekly meal planner and shopping list. Like, there's all kinds of cool, valuable stuff that you can create for people. And, that can really make a difference for people. So anyway, so I just, want you to start thinking about what, what can you create? What can make a difference for your audience based on the problems that they want solved right now? What can you do to help them with that? And start thinking about what you can create as a lead magnet. And you don't have to have just one. Start with one, but you can create more over time. The funnel builder that I'm talking about, that I built all my pages in, it's quick and easy to build pages. So I just create one every time I feel like there's a need that I can fill. I'll create, if it's something that I already have knowledge about, I can easily create a free gift and help people and build my email list that way. So the next thing I want to talk about is content creation. We've talked about the lead magnet. Now let's talk about content creation that serves your audience. So there's a couple different ways that you can figure out, like, what your audience likes the most, like what content that you've created that your audience likes the most. So one way is to look at your emails that you've already sent out. If you've already started building an email list, look at your open rates for your emails, and like, what are the topics of some of your emails that have gotten the highest open rates? Take a look at those and create more content like that. Also keep in mind that the headlines on your emails are going to largely determine whether or not the email gets opened. So those headlines will tell you a lot too. Like, see, what types of headlines have gotten, subject lines rather, have gotten the highest open rates, because that's going to give you a lot of information about what you can actually provide for your audience that they're going to actually be more likely to open, right? But the other thing that you can do is look at your videos. If you are a content creator, like if you make videos like I do, you can go onto your YouTube channel and see what videos had the most views, right? And then what you want to do is create more content like that, because obviously that's the type of content that your audience is looking for. So let me see if I can show you this real quick. Yeah, so if you come into your YouTube channel under analytics, there's all these different analytics in here. Just want to make sure this is showing up for you guys. Yeah, there's all these different analytics, that you can look at on your YouTube channel, if you do YouTube, that will show you like your top videos this period, right? And it tells you how many views each of your videos got. So this one got way more views than the other ones, right? And it's about a Facebook. I find that most of the videos that I create that have anything to do with Facebook, different things that you can do with Facebook, get a lot of views, right? So obviously that's what my audience wants. So you can look and you can see how many views each of your videos got. You can also like look at your audience. You can see things about your audience. Like, I can see that 75% of my watch time came from people that weren't even subscribed to my channel, right? So this is based on like the keywords that I've optimized my videos for are helping me get my videos in front of people that aren't subscribed to my channel. But I can also see, the age and gender. So it's pretty even. 48.7% female, 51.3% male. If you had like primarily female people watching your videos, then that would tell you that it would be good to really target that audience more, like create more, female specific content. And here it shows like ages. So you can see 72.9% of the people that watch my videos are between 25 and 34 years old, right? This is just good information to know so that you can, you can see the top geographies. United States is primarily where people live that watch my videos. So you can see a lot of really cool information in here. If you go through these different categories on YouTube, you can really start to see who it is that's engaged with your content and then really target that content to those people. All right. So the other thing that you can do, like maybe you don't have a YouTube channel and maybe you are, you're going to start one, or maybe you're just in the beginning phases of starting one. So what are some things that you want to learn to help you in your business, right? So I've talked about this a lot in the past, but it's the learn, do, teach. So if there's something that you really want to learn, you can learn it and apply it in your business and then turn around and teach it to other people. This is a really great way to, like I said, you're just one step ahead of people. And, whether it's in a YouTube video or a blog post or in your emails or whatever, but you can share value with people based on the stuff that you are learning. So if there are certain things that you want to learn, you can go to YouTube and type in your question and see what videos come up, right? And then you can learn the skill. You can watch these videos and learn a new skill. And then you can create your own version of a training. You don't want to like reproduce something that somebody else has already created or try to do it like them. You just want to learn it yourself and then turn around and teach it from your own perspective. Okay. So that way, you're continuously upping your game and learning new things, but you're turning around and teaching it, which actually helps. When you teach something, it actually helps you to kind of, what do you call it? Ingrain it into your brain even more than if you just, if you just watch YouTube videos and you don't do anything, you're going to just forget what you learned. But if you actually implement it yourself and then turn around and teach it, now you've got that skill. So it's a win-win, right? Because you're creating a new skill for yourself, but you're also sharing it with your audience and providing value in that way. So let me show you some different things that you can do. I'm just going to show you kind of how I keep my ideas organized based on, all right, so let me, let's see. So somebody put in the comments, like something that you have recently typed into the search engines because you wanted to learn it in your specific niche, or something that you're wanting to learn. In the meantime, I'll just, because I'm not seeing any comments coming in right at the second. So, all right, let me just show you. All right, so let's say I'm just going to go to, whoops. That's not what I want. Just want to go to YouTube. So you would come to YouTube and you would just type in, whatever it is that you're wanting to learn. So let's say, how to do keyword research. I saw this question in the comments, right? So you type that in, and then you can go here and here's a keyword research tutorial, advanced keyword research tutorial, how to do keyword research, right? And you can also see that these videos, this one has 126,000 views, 258,000 views, 88.9 thousand views, 153,000 views, right? So you can go through these videos and teach yourself how to do keyword research, right? And then what you can do is take what you've learned and do your own training. Again, not trying to copy any of these, but just doing your own version of the skill that you now have. So what I like to do is when I have ideas for content, I use Trello, and I'm going to just show you just really quickly. I'm not going to do a full-blown Trello tutorial today, but if you want that, just type Trello in the comments, and then I'll know that that's something that people want. But I use Trello for everything. So like this is a board that I have called content ideas. And you can see I have all this different stuff for my videos, webinars, podcasts. I have like just all kinds of stuff on this board. For the sake of not overwhelming you, I created this board just for today called Content Ideas as a demo. So what you could do is you could come into Trello. This is a free platform where you can create these different, this is called a board, and then you have lists within the board and cards within the list. So let me just show you really quickly kind of how this would work. So let's say that this is the board that you're going to use to create content ideas. Any content ideas, the end of the year is coming, you're going to be coming up, you're going to be just brainstorming and thinking of different content ideas of ways that you can serve your audience. So if you do videos, you could have a list called videos. If you have a blog, you could have a list called blog. You can start thinking about what you want to create for your lead magnets, like we already talked about. Maybe you have another list called Facebook Live. Maybe you do Facebook Live videos and you want to start thinking about some different topics for Facebook Live videos. You can do emails. You can create, I always have one called completed, because I like to move my cards over to this list. I usually keep it on the end, but I like to move things over to the completed list once they're completed so that I can get them out of the way. So let me just give you some examples. So let's say you have an idea for a video called How to Do Keyword Research. So I add that card. And then any other, video ideas that you have for videos that you want to create, you can just put them in here, right? Like video idea number 2. Obviously, it would be an actual title, right? And then the cool thing about Trello is now I can click on this and I come into this card, right? So inside of this card, what I do is when I have different topics, as you saw on my content board, I showed you I have like lists and lists and lists of content ideas. And so as I'm going about my life, if I come across a video that's already been created on one of these content ideas, I kind of do my keyword research as I'm going about my day, like in my business. And so I like to take the keywords as I'm doing my keyword research and just put them on the card so that when it's time for me to shoot this video, I already have my keywords ready. So I'll just show you a quick example of what I mean. So like if I was to come over to this video, I use a tool called vidIQ. There's different tools that you can use, but you can see in my vidIQ down here, it shows the video tags, right? So I just click on this paper clip and it automatically copies them. And then I can come over here and just paste them in to this card on Trello so that I have them all. Now, obviously, they're not all going to be relevant. Like this says 2019. Sometimes they're going to have people's names in them and stuff that aren't relevant or whatever. But I can just go through and collect a bunch of keywords. Like I can go back, I can come into this video now and come down and get there. Whoops. And then I can, come over and add his keywords in there, right? And I can just do this for however many videos that I want, just to get an idea. These are like the 3 that come up at the very top of the search engines, right? So obviously they're ranking. So I'm going to copy that one. So now I have all these keywords, right? And then I can go through and I can edit them and I can take out things that don't make any sense, right? Like anything that, like if I'm not talking about Uber suggest, obviously I don't want that in there. So I would take that out. And by the time I'm done, obviously I would want to change it to maybe 2021 for certain things or whatever. But when I get this narrowed down to the keywords that I actually want to use, it's easy for me to copy and paste them into my YouTube tags when I'm posting the video, right? So this is one thing that I use my cards for, but you can also like start to put, maybe you want to put like bullet points for the things that you want to talk about in your video. So maybe you want to, just start, create a little list for whatever your bullet points are going to be for your video, right? And then when it's time for you to come shoot your video, you can use whatever you have on your Trello card to help you stay on track with your video, right? So that's just, one way that you can use these cards. Let me show you, like, for a lead magnet, another thing that I do, like, let's say I'm doing my YouTube checklist. And I've already created this, but let's pretend that I didn't, right? So as I'm creating things, first of all, I can create a checklist in here, which is really cool. And I can add items to my checklist, and I can start to think about, like, the different the different things that I do to promote my YouTube videos or whatever, and I can create a checklist so that as I'm creating my lead magnet, I can check off I can check off the different things, right? So this is really cool that you can create checklists in here. The other thing I can do is, like, so this checklist, I created a cover for the PDF, right? So if I want to keep the any graphics that are going to go with this for my capture page, or again, I had this capture page, right? So I had this cover and I have this image, anything that you want to keep track of for this, you can add an attachment. So let's say I can come in here and I can grab my cover. Say I just created my cover and I'm not done with my lead magnet yet, but I just want to keep it on here. So now I've got it on here. So everything's on one card. So when I'm looking at my lead magnets now, you can see I've got this cover. And if I click into it, you can see, like, any other ways that I want to add here, that I promote my YouTube videos, I can add them to this list. And this is just kind of how I keep myself organized. And then, like I was saying, if let's say I have another 20 simple offer ideas. So I'm just pretending like these are some lead magnets that I have. Let's say I didn't create them yet, but let's say I'm done creating this one. It's live. It's good to go. Then I'm going to drag it over to my completed list. And that way it's not here anymore, and I know that it's already been done. So you can do this for Facebook Live ideas, emails, whatever. I just love Trello for this. So anyway, this is a super quick, just to kind of show you. The other cool thing you can do with it, and like I said, I can do a more in-depth training about Trello if you guys want that. But for now, I'm just showing it to you quickly as part of this training. But you can change, like, the background to whatever you want. So there's, you can, here I put in the keyword content, but let's say I put in freedom. I can have the background be whatever I want and change it out so that my boards feel good when I come to them or whatever. All right, so let me come back over here and see how you guys are doing. Yeah, Trello's awesome. I love it. I use it for literally everything in my business. I've got a gazillion different cards. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention about Trello. So like I said, okay, Jim wants a Trello tutorial. All right, I am totally willing to at some point go through and give you guys, like, show you how I use Trello in my business. But let me show you something really cool for now. If you go to, hold on a second. If you go to Trello.com/inspiration, it'll bring you to this page where it just gives you all of these different templates. And you can literally like steal people's templates and use them for yourself. And you can see people use these for all kinds of different things: education, homeschool Trello template, academic literature review, business, company overview, all this different stuff. Marketing, speaker guide for online events, podcast workflow template. So let's say you have a podcast and you want to see his template. You can click onto it. And then if you click on it here, you literally can load his template in. And you can see he's got like resources this week, podcast content shortlist, parking, waiting, promotion. So you can actually use other people's templates. See, create board from template. It's been given permission for anybody to copy it. So if you want to copy somebody else's template, anyway, that's just one way that you can get started with Trello, by looking at different things ways that other people are using it. I set mine up just like yours as you went. Yeah, it's so cool because it's such a good way to just kind of like dump your ideas, because you might be working on something else and have an idea for a future piece of content. And that way you can get it out of your brain and put it on there. And then like I have another board that's called, like, I have like my social media schedule. So I have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it shows like what I want to do each day on social media. There's all different things that you can, you can create all these different boards with all these different lists and just kind of organize your business in different ways. But, for today, like I said, I wanted to, give you guys ideas for how to start to think about ways that you can serve your audience so that you can, be organized about it and really, do some research with your audience. Go to the search engines, type in the questions that you have, and learn some new stuff that you can share with your audience. Because chances are, if you're at a point in your business where you have some new things that you're needing to learn to go to the next step, then chances are other people in your audience also are at that stage too, and you can learn those things and then, create some content that will really help the people in your audience. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to share as far as, that you can add to your Trello board as well is, what results have you gotten in 2020, right? We're coming to the end of a new year. We're going into a new year. What results have you gotten in 2020, and how can you use those experiences to help your audience? So let me come back to this. So let's create a new list in here. My results in 2020, and I want to move this list. I like to keep the completed one on the end. And you can start to make a list of the different things that you've, results that you've gotten in 2020, things that you've learned in 2020, things that have merely made a difference for you that you can then turn around and start to share with other people. So start to list those things here, like start to brain dump your results. And then maybe like one of your results, you can, you have like awesome result number 1 and awesome result number 2. So let's say like one of your results is something that you could actually use as like a free gift to share. People could opt in to learn how you got this awesome result. Well, then you can slide it over here onto your lead magnet ideas and start to build out a lead magnet around it, right? So you can take these results and decide how you want to use them in your content. You can slide them over to, maybe you want to create a YouTube video with this one. So you're going to put it over here, and so anyway, you can slide these things around however you like and just really start to organize your content that way, but really start to think about what results you got in 2020 that you can help other people with. That's how I create most of my lead magnets, is just based on stuff that that has made a difference for me. Okay. So, all right. So, does anyone have any questions? That's really what I wanted to share. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. But I just thought that, yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share. So if you guys have any questions, I will get those answered for you. And thanks, Jim. Yeah, Trello is a godsend. I've been using it for years in my business, and it's cool too because you can actually create teams in Trello. So like if I'm working with a client, I'll create some Trello boards with my clients where they can like put their passwords to different things that I need or whatever. There's all kinds of different stuff that you can do with it. If you want to be able to share your boards back and forth with someone else. I've done accountability with accountability partners on Trello. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do. So like I said, I can do a Trello training sometime if you guys want, where I can kind of show all the different stuff that I do with it. But for the sake of today, I just wanted to show how you can use it for your content creation. And let's see, I've seen Trello before, but who introduced to me didn't really know enough about it to interest me. Oh yeah, it's amazing. And there are other platforms like it that you can use too. It's just this happens to be the one that I use to stay organized and have a place to throw all my stuff. Okay, I got another comment here saying from Facebook user saying would love a Trello training. Okay. Okay, Caleb, I did see this question come in the other day when I asked for questions. I'm not going to answer that here because it's a whole training in and of itself, which I can definitely do. There are a lot of different ways to get people into your Facebook group. So I'll do another training on this topic because I only have a few minutes left here and I want to be able to do it justice. So I did not forget about your question and I will definitely go over this. Again, this is the tool that I use to create all my pages. If you guys need a platform to create the opt-in pages that I showed to deliver your lead magnets with. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is if you guys want, if anybody is in need of a training where I can show you kind of how to create a lead magnet, soup to nuts, like, you know, how to, once you have the idea, how to create the page where they opt in and how to deliver it, how to upload your PDF to the funnel builder, how to send it out in an email, that whole thing. Just write lead magnet in the comments too, and I can do a training on that as well. I can spend an hour on that sometime if that's something that you guys want, for sure. All right, Ian, have a great day. Love you. Thanks for stopping by. And all right, I'm not seeing any other questions. So that's it for today. You guys, if you've gotten some value from this, feel free to share it with anyone else that you know that could get value from this. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope this has helped you think about some different ways that you can really serve your audience in a whole new level in the new year. And if you're watching the replay, be sure and say hello. Just type replay in the comments. And also feel free to ask any questions if you're on the replay as well. And I love you guys. And lead magnet for sure. Yes. Okay. So I will put that, I'll put that on my Trello board for a future training. You're welcome. You're so welcome. I love being here live with you guys. So yeah. Anyway, I love you and I will talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome day and an awesome weekend. Bye.